Good afternoon, Pastor Balaji and all the NAPO pastor. I want to thank God for this breakthrough over my life. I was praying for the fruit of the womb late last year, and God did it early this year. I tested positive, and during my first appointment with my doctor, they had some series of tests I was taking, and the report came out, and it said that the child had chances of being born with Down syndrome. And immediately I heard that word from the doctor, I rejected it. I said, God cannot give me a half-baked miracle. And I went to God in prayer. I told God that I didn't want to have that burden of raising a special needs child. And I keyed into prayer. I had to continuously listen to Pastor Bolaji's message. And I was to see the doctor a couple of weeks to do another test, which was the NIPT test, where they were going to check the chromosome of the baby to find out if the baby had the Down syndrome gene. It was a 50-50% outcome, but I trusted God. I believed that the outcome was going to be positive. On the 21st of March, while I was waiting at the doctor's office to perform the test, I was so down in my spirit, and one spirit just said, why not listen to Pastor Bolaji's NLP prayer? Because that morning I'm in Canada, and most times when I wake up I usually play the message. So that morning I was just so down. While I was at the doctor's office, I was waiting to get attended to, and I listened to the message. And on that 21st day of March, a lady in Canada also shared a similar testimony about how God miraculously transformed her pregnancy with the chances of having a baby with Down syndrome, and how God turned that story to a positive outcome, and the baby didn't have Down syndrome. Immediately I heard that lady's testimony, I believed God. My faith became stronger, and I told God that for me to have listened to this message and listened to this testimony, then that means God has answered my prayer. It was like a sign that God had actually answered my prayer. And so after the test, I was so certain that the test was going to come back negative for Down syndrome. And then I had to wait 10 days for the reports. And during that period, I kept on listening to Pastor Bolaji's message and kept on strengthening my faith. So on the day of the results, the doctor called me and she was like, I have got good news for you. The test for the Down syndrome came back 99.9% negative.
Glory to God!
You're going to be born normally. You're not going to have any child with abnormality. And I just want to thank God for everything. I want to thank the people that shared their testimony. At first, I was reluctant to share my testimony, but I felt like if I hadn't had that opportunity to listen to that testimony, which the lady shared, that increased my faith, and that was the word I was waiting for. So I just want to give God the glory. I want to thank God for Pastor Bolaji and other NLP pastors. Grace, grace, grace. This is my story.
Grace! Shout grace! Shout grace! Say, this is my story.